Welcome back to my advanced SEO course on Schema. My name is Joseph Kahn, and this is part 3. This is the easiest part of the training here. We're going to talk about how to become an entity. It's the easiest part because actually just creating a web page creates an entity. Creating anything online, especially if it's unique, then it's going to be an entity. So it's going to be easy to create entities, but I'm going to talk about entities that matter, such as your organization and things that will actually move the ball when it comes to Google, which is how to register your business, how to become recognized, and how to connect all the dots. So how are entities recognized? I mean, they're known by a number of databases by registering with them. And so this is up to you to build that list. So Best of the Web, Trustpilot, BBB, anything that applies to you that would basically register you or certify you or put you in a database that kind of looks over you and kind of vouch for you, that can make you an entity that can be recognized by Google. So become a registered business also with your state government. Again, that will definitely get you recognized as an entity. Create a Google business profile. Again, Google will put a card about your business in their search results if you do this alone. So create a website, have Google index it. Okay, that goes without saying. Create social profiles with your personas, linking to them. Put schema code on your website, identifying them. Okay, as soon as you do that, and we're going to show you how to do that in the next part, that will help you identify entities. Google will start recognizing those. Become an author and be registered on Amazon, amongst others. There's so many places to be recognized as an entity. And here's a simple formula. Okay, so if you're wanting the simple thing, create a website, register it with Google, create a Google business profile, connect that website to the profile, create a social media profile, connect the website to the social media profile, connect the social media to the website, and add schema to the website identifying the person. Okay, and so the way this will work to connect all the dots is you have your business profile that gets connected to your social media profile that gets connected to your website, and then you add schema, making sure that Google knows about all of those entities and connects them all together. Okay, so that's kind of the simple formula. It's fairly easy to do, and this is kind of just 101. This is step number 1 to do that. The goal is to get a knowledge panel, as you can see over here, and that's to show up in Google sidebar. You want to be discoverable, whether it's your name if you're a personality or whether it's your business as your business name. And the easiest way to be discoverable is this location or local based schema that you can add to your page that will basically put you up here with your GMB code. So that's how you get added to this knowledge panel. Now here again, we're going to go over the steps real quick. The easiest thing to do, register your business. You can get that done is under $100-200. Okay, register the business. It'll help it become an entity. Register your domain. Okay, so this is easy, and you probably already have this. If you have a domain, you have an entity. Set up hosting for the domain. So if you have a domain, you've got to get it in the real world and online and recognized. So you got to set up hosting for that domain. And then once that, you can't miss this stage, is you got to register that domain with Google Search Console. Okay, and we're going to register with Google Search Console because we're also going to register it. We're going to follow that up by Google Analytics. We're going to do that. We're going to go through our whole SEO checklist. But we want to create a Google business profile. So once you get your LLC, once you get your websites, once you get connected to social, those things, you've got to go get your Google business profile because that's going to help you get that knowledge card. You're going to want to create and connect your social profiles from whether it's Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook. Those again are also entities that will connect you to everything. And again, here's some other places for entities, and you want to connect the dots as much as possible because of the E, the expertise, authority, trust. This all connects all that together. Amazon profiles, if you're an author, social media profiles, citation directories like Best of the Web and Better Business Bureau, Wikipedia, if you could do that. There's a lot of information coming out about how you could potentially get into Wikipedia. Best of the Web, another directory that you could get into. Linktree, you've probably heard of this before. This is a cool little area that people are using now to connect, and they do follow links and they have a lot of cool stuff. IMDb registration, and blue check marks. Any blue check marks from Twitter, Facebook, any of the places that can certify you. To get certified, that will basically increase your expertise, authority, and trust for your entities, and it will register it and put it in a place that it can be verified. That's why this is so powerful. So this is the idea for exposure, meaning if your company is in BBB, if it's in Design Rush, if it's in, you know, Best of the Web, if it's in Trustpilot, if it's in all these different things, is connecting you up to all of these spheres. Is putting exposure. It's basically, the idea is for exposure for your entity. Here's your entity over here, but you're connected to all these things that could expose you to all these things. That's you linking to them, and that's them linking back, okay? Remember, nodes or entities also. So we're talking about creating your business, creating it. So, but your web page, your bio page, your blog posts, your images, videos, articles, blog, organization profiles, make sure you have a bio page for every important person in your company. You know, those are entity pages. You want all this connected in your nodes as well. And remember, again, here's the reminder. The purpose for entities is to not only satisfy the user's information, but to connect this Google data library. I keep mentioning expertise, authority, and trust. That's why you want to make sure all this is together, and to determine those internal relationships, of course, the knowledge bases, and disambiguating the terms. So whether you're Alpine, stereo, you know, that kind of thing, that's why you want to do this, and help machine process the data. So here's some things that you can do to prepare. Register your business with the state if you haven't already done that. Create as many social profiles as possible that make sense. Meaning not all you don't have to have a TikTok profile, or you don't have to have different things that may not make sense for you, just the ones that do make sense. Create a blog or website. That goes without saying. Every person who's doing anything online at all should have a blog or website or lead capture, something representing them. Do that. That'll definitely help you. Register your business once you have that with Google. With the Google profile, it's free. It doesn't cost anything to do that. That will help you get your knowledge card up on Google. Now, so with that said, all that information in part 1 and 2 and 3, just what we went over, is to help you in part 4 connect the dots with schema code for your website. Okay, so we're going to cover the types of schema syntax, but don't let that scare you, because you're not going to have to know how to do some crazy coding. I've got an easy, quick way that I do everything without doing coding. So you're not going to have to understand a lot of coding with this next video. So I'm going to give you a simple formula and some plugins to help make everything easy. So I will see you on the next video coming up, session number 4, implementing schema on your website.